to live well, be fully involved in the present moment wherever you are.
I want the rivers to not have any sewage in.
Availability for mental health support.
Well, I would like to change things and talk to other world leaders how they can make good changes as well for like climate change.
What I think keeps me happy is finding joy and magic in just the everyday things.
Science Together is a programme based in the University of Oxford.
We try and get members of the university, usually researchers, working with local community groups to produce something that's of importance and relevance to both those groups. This project is part of both Science Together and the University Participatory Research Fund. In this particular case, the university has been working with Ark-T. Ark-T are a community group looking to promote well-being through creativity.
So what motivated me to apply on behalf of Ark-T to work with Science Together is this idea that we work a lot with people in OX4 in a drop-in way, and that we have no way of kind of measuring what kind of impact they're having on those people. So one of the researchers, Astrid, she suggested that at first we kind of look at, well, what are the measures for this community? What does living well mean to them?
So the project was really about community well-being and understanding a little bit better what residents living locally in communities understand as important things that makes and keeps the community well.
At Ark-T, we want to work within our community and actually try and work alongside the community and what their wants and actual needs are, rather than us thinking, this is our experience, this is what we think people want.
We've been looking to do something creative to represent those answers to those questions.
So we've run some workshops over the last month for people aged 7 up until adult age. We asked everyone to consider a set of questions and a set of prompts that were on the wall.
The idea of having all the questions and then having photos and words that might feel like an answer to those questions for people, the idea of that was to help people ease into the thought process of creating art that's going to answer what a good life is, or, you know, what's living well mean to you.
And the idea of using art as a way of getting sort of people comfortable in the community to tell us what they want is a way of really breaking down those barriers.
The workshops all were in the same format, so we wanted to kind of explore what the same activity would be across all ages. So we wanted to kind of see how a 7-year-old would respond and how an adult might respond to exactly the same questions and exactly the same art activity.
I think getting people to respond creatively can tap a sort of different part of your brain. I think it's partly because it gives some really sort of tangible physical objects that people can react to.
The other thing that art really can do is reach a broader audience. So some people might not be inclined to fill out a survey to tell us what they want. But yeah, they can make something and they can have a chat with a facilitator and we can capture that, and they're very happy to kind of participate in that way. And that can really give us an insight into people that otherwise wouldn't feel comfortable coming forward and telling us what they want. And they're often the people that need these changes the most.
That's where Ark-T and the colleagues from Ark-T really did an amazing job in kind of encouraging people to just try it and not really focus on the aesthetic part of the artwork, but just to have fun with it and really explore different options of expressing themselves creatively.
So Ark-T is obviously embedded in the community. It works regularly with people. They're able to introduce us to people, and also that they can make sure that they can trust us. So people that I as a researcher wouldn't have
as easy access to.
Definitely doing this work with Oxford University has enabled us to access people that we might not, or reach people that we might not otherwise have been able to be involved with the stuff that we do. So, for example, we could offer childcare if people have young children, which might just tip people over the edge between getting involved and not getting involved.
If you're looking at the well-being of a community or an environment or policies that you might be able to change, then you need to involve the people who it will affect. Their voices, I think, far too often not heard.
Actually, it's come up a few times that people feel that they're asked questions and they don't feel that they're heard, or they don't feel it goes anywhere, and it almost starts to make people feel a bit resentful, I think, about the questioning. And this process was really different from that, and that's what I liked about it.
Those people that you're working with and researching, they can become a big advocate for you. But if you don't involve them, then they can quite rightly object to the fact that you are doing things without having consulted them. And
with this project, I knew at the very least we would be able to offer the opportunity for people to really feel like they're getting to say what they want to say. And it's in an exhibition, people can see it, people can respond to it. And that really feels different.
It's something that can bring people together so they can react and contribute their own answers. So we're really keen that it shouldn't just be those initial participants that take part.
And once you've got that relationship with people, then they're flying it, then that person can be part of the community and they're more involved, and they'll be offering something different from what we as a team might be offering, and they can really support our work as well.
So I think the main challenge for us was to fit a workshop within a 2-hour space. But I think we got around that we invited people back to come and finish their artwork, and we also continued some of the artwork in our groups. So they then much more deeply developed the artworks as well. So what we're offering it over the summer is for the general public to come in and to explore those processes and those questions and ideas.
I think coming into this, I mean, as an adult myself, and as an adult who doesn't think of themselves as particularly arty or creative, I think I was concerned that some of the older participants, the adults, might be worried about how good they were at creating artwork, and that would put them off from engaging in it. But actually I was pleasantly surprised.
Which I think speaks a lot to the abilities of Ark-T and colleagues to just encourage participants to step out of their comfort zone and do something different that they didn't have the courage to do before.
I'm looking at something right now which is really, really impactful, and maybe that person hasn't created art on that level before, and it's definitely something to be proud of. Yeah.
I guess we're looking at 2 different outcomes. One's like the immediate outcomes for Ark-T, which is about informing our programs moving forward. We really want to create programs that are relevant for the community, that are going to impact them in the way that they want to be impacted. Secondly, I think this research will really be able to use to lobby for change in provision of services in the local area. I think that could be really useful. And also for other arts organisations and other community groups working in OX4 to hear what the needs are of the local community. We've started this partnership, and we started at looking at what are the measures of living well in OX4. Well, the second part of this project could be about, well, are we living up to those measures? Are we providing the things that the people need in the area? And that was the original inspiration for the project. So it'd be great to see it go to that second stage too.
So community well-being being a really subjective, individual, very personalized concept that I think a lot of the times doesn't really have a clear definition to it. Participatory arts-based methods then help to uncover what individuals really thought well-being meant for them. So it would be great to take what we learned from this project and implement it in other areas, but then also go a step further and ask how do we actually reach policymakers and make an impact in policymaking.
You know, that's really inspiring to see that it's really got under people's skin a bit and people are inspired by it to explore those ideas more deeply for them.
And how do we then create processes that transition towards a more sustainable future in the sense of more well-being for people and the planet.